The wrestling community received a big blow today after it was announced the sport will be dropped from the Summer Olympic Games in 2020. This decision removes one of the oldest Olympic sports of the Games. ABC News reporter Leanne Melendez explains why.
Wrestling has been a tradition at Reardon High School in San Francisco since 1979. Martin Deschamps says scrapping the ancient sport from the 2020 Olympics just doesn't make sense.
I couldn't believe it, honestly. I definitely think that wrestling is just such a unique sport. Like, it tests you intellectually and physically.
In ancient Greece, wrestling was the #1 sport of the Olympic Games and has been one of the modern Olympic sports since 1896. Today's decision drops the number of core sports in the Summer Olympics to 25. The Olympic Committee's executive board voted to do away with wrestling, saying it's not a case of what's wrong with wrestling, it is what's right with the other 25 core.
We've seen the proliferation of X Games type sports that are more visual and they skew more towards a younger audience.
With wrestling out of the 2020 Olympic Games, it leaves the door open for one other sport. Among those considered are squash, wakeboarding, and Chinese wushu.
I wouldn't really call them as much as a sport as wrestling, because wrestling is probably one of the toughest sports ever.
That sentiment was echoed on Twitter. Followers tweeted, "What a terrible decision. Ridiculous."
The Olympics has been a vehicle that we use to motivate kids, to excite kids. We look at our Olympic gold medalists and Olympians as role models, as heroes. We study them, and yeah, we're going to lose that.
Today, USA Wrestling started a petition on Facebook to try to convince the IOC to reconsider. In San Francisco, Leanne Melendez, ABC 7 News.